Before she was Katy Perry, she was Catherine Elizabeth Hudson, the daughter of two devout Pentecostal ministers in Southern California. Her childhood home was stricter than a TSA checkpoint. Secular music was banned, and her earliest performances were in church choirs, not stadiums. By 9, she was belting out gospel tunes, and her parents, surprisingly supportive, ferried her to vocal lessons, guitar sessions, and even studios. By 13, she was writing her own songs, and by 16, she released her first Christian rock album under the name Katy Hudson. It sold a whopping 200 copies. The label folded shortly after. Take that as a sign from above, or just bad timing, but it was the first crash landing in what would be a pattern for Katy: the MySpace era, skinny jeans, and pop provocation. After her gospel debut fizzled out, Katy Perry packed her bags, left her church shoes behind, and dove headfirst into the chaotic world of Los Angeles pop. But the City of Dreams was not quick to embrace her. She was signed and dropped by two major labels, Columbia and Def Jam, which basically gave her a backstage pass to the rejection Olympics. During this era, she dated Gym Class Heroes frontman Travie McCoy, a relationship that came with enough MySpace drama and eyeliner to fuel an entire Warped tour. In 2007, she released an eyebrow-raising EP titled "You're So Gay." The title aged worse than a forgotten yogurt in the back of the fridge, and critics were split between calling it catchy or just plain problematic. But hey, people were talking, and in pop music, that's half the battle. Katy was firmly in her emo pop crossover era, rocking skinny jeans, heavy eyeliner, and enough snark to make My Chemical Romance jealous. It was messy, moody, mildly offensive, and for better or worse, it put her name on the map. She may not have had a hit yet, but she definitely had a headline: "I Kissed a Girl," a cultural earthquake and PR minefield. In 2008, Katy dropped "I Kissed a Girl," a song that blasted open her pop career and triggered more discourse than a freshman gender studies class. It was cheeky, catchy, and controversial. America was both clutching its pearls and screaming the lyrics in nightclubs. Suddenly, Katy wasn't just a rising star, she was the star. But here's the thing. The song faced backlash for its portrayal of bisexuality as an experimental phase, a party trick for attention, rather than real identity. Even Katy herself later admitted she'd rewrite the lyrics if she could. Growth? Sure, but it raised a tough question. Was this genuine support for the LGBTQ+ community, or just a rainbow-colored marketing ploy? Teenage dream era. Fireworks and frosting. By 2010, Katy Perry was not just making pop music, she was scripting the sound of an entire generation. Her album Teenage Dream dropped like a glitter bomb and exploded with 5 #1 singles, putting her in the same league as Michael Jackson. Tracks like California Girls, Firework, and Last Friday Night weren't just hits, they were cultural anthems that defined dance floors, dorm rooms, and dental offices nationwide. Her aesthetic was pure sugar rush. Cupcake bras, candy-colored wigs, whipped cream cannons, and more neon than a Vegas strip. It was camp, chaos, and catchy as hell. And the world was eating it up like frosted glitter cupcakes at a pop party. But under the pastel-colored surface, the frosting started to melt. Fame was peaking, pressure was mounting, and her personal life was about to take center stage. As fans danced to Peacock, real-life feathers were getting ruffled. The cracks behind the candy coating were showing, and one of them came wrapped in tight black jeans and a British accent. The marriage, the meltdown, the iMessage breakup. At the height of her success, Katy fell for British comedian Russell Brand, whose vibe was part philosophical guru, part chaotic neutral energy. After a whirlwind romance, and we mean blink, and you're engaged fast, they tied the knot in India with a spiritual meets Bollywood wedding complete with elephants and possibly incense-scented red flags. What followed wasn't exactly eat, pray, love, more like text, cry, repeat. Just 14 months later, Russell ended the marriage via text message. Yes, text. Not even a sad emoji or seen at 9:04 p.m. Katy was blindsided and broken, as painfully documented in her Part of Me film. She cried backstage, wiped away mascara streaks, and still went out to perform in a glittered bra like a professional heartbreak superhero. The girl who shot fireworks from her chest was now barely holding it together behind the scenes. Fans were stunned, tabloids feasted, and Russell Well, he apparently found inner peace in a beard and herbal tea. Katy, on the other hand, was about to channel that pain into something entirely new. Prism and the spiritual shift. In 2013, Katy swapped the cotton candy for crystals and self-help mantras. Her album Prism reflected her personal evolution, less bubblegum, more introspection. Songs like Roar showcased her resilience, but fans started noticing something. The fun was fading. Still, it performed well commercially. Katy was changing, but the question was whether her audience wanted to change with her. Witness, purposeful pop, or painful pivot? Fast forward to 2017. Enter Witness, Katy's woke, album an ambitious but clumsy attempt to get serious. Gone was the blue wig. In its place was bleach blonde hair and a whole new persona. Katy was now tweeting about politics, supporting Hillary Clinton, and branding her music purposeful pop. Unfortunately, fans weren't on board. Tracks like Swish Swish were neither deep nor fun. It was like watching a clown try to give a TED talk, confusing and vaguely sad. The album rollout included a 96-hour live stream of Katy's life, a strange Truman Show experiment that had audiences wondering if she was breaking down or just doing performance art. American Idol, quirky judge or villain in glitter. In 2018, Katy joined the rebooted American Idol, an attempt at career stability, and it worked at first. Her wacky faces, zany fashion, and meme-worthy antics made headlines, but the tone started to sour. There was the unwanted kiss incident, where she planted one on a 19-year-old contestant who'd never been kissed without his consent. Then, in 2023, she mom-shamed a contestant with 3 kids. These missteps painted Katy not as the quirky aunt, but the out-of-touch diva. Her Idol era dragged on, and what once felt endearing now felt exhausting. The Space Saga and the 143 flop. Trying to relaunch her career in 2025, Katy dropped a new album called 143 and enlisted Dr. Luke as a producer. Considering his ongoing legal controversy with Keisha, the move was seen by many as tone-deaf, especially for someone singing girl power anthems. Then came the infamous Blue Origin stunt. In an effort to market the struggling album and tour, which reportedly had 70% of tickets unsold, Katy literally launched herself into space. It was supposed to be empowering. Instead, it became a meme. She kissed the earth upon return, spoke in vague love and light platitudes, and caught flack from celebrities and fast food brands. Wendy's tweeted, "Can you send her back?" And honestly, it might have been the most savage moment of her career. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the roller coaster ride that is Katy Perry's career, hit that like button to keep the pop culture coming. Don't forget to subscribe for more spicy takes, throwback nostalgia, and celeb tea hotter than a Vegas summer. Got thoughts on Katy's cosmic comeback or PR flops? Drop them in the comments. We read them all.